Hello everyone, it's Jen here, and I am finally back for my second podcast video. Obviously, it's been a long time since I posted. It's almost been 6 months, and the reason for that is I had planned to record more, but obviously, if you know what's been going on in the world, I did not have a lot of time to, and things just got so chaotic. And I kind of honestly forgot about the podcast for a little while. And then I was reminded, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with all my classes now. I'm done with school. I have a lot of free time, so why don't I record again? And that's what I'm doing. So, hello, once again. My gosh. I'm still reminded that I suck at doing these, and I suck at speaking, but I'm going to try my best, as usual, and since it's been 6 months since I last made a video, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, I don't want to talk about everything because then this video would be hours and hours long. So basically, this video will consist of a brief overview of things that have happened, at least BTS and Monsta X related things, and maybe a few more K-pop groups, stuff that's happened with them over the past 6 months. Then I'll talk a bit more in depth about stuff that's happened recently, and then I'll talk a little bit about my personal life and everything that's been going on, especially with the pandemic. So there we go. So now I'm going to start talking about a brief overview of what's occurred to my favorite K-pop groups. So since I last talked, oh gosh, a lot has happened. I'll start off with BTS. Last time I talked, it was the New Year, it was before then, and a lot had happened. They did the New Year's Eve performance. It was awesome. It was just amazing to see them on TV. I was at a party, and I actually got a lot of people to watch them with me. I didn't think anyone would be interested, but they did, and they really liked them. I think I got a few new armies on board, which is great. And it was so surreal seeing them perform in Times Square. It was nuts. Such a great opportunity for them. And I think it definitely boosted their popularity. I think a lot of new armies joined the fandom after that. And then after that, we started hearing rumors about the new album, the new comeback, and a few weeks later, it was indeed confirmed. But this new release was going to be a bit different. A lot of people assumed that there would be 2 more albums in the series. There'd be Map of the Soul Shadow and Map of the Soul Ego. But what BTS decided to do was combine the 2 themes into one album. So it was, instead of those 2 separate albums, they made it into one, and it was called Map of the Soul 7. And honestly, I don't think anyone saw that coming, including me. A lot of people definitely thought we were getting Shadow and Ego as separate albums, with, Shadow probably being a full-length album, and then Ego probably being a repackage, but that didn't happen. And not only that, but the release was totally different the way they did it. They released, a fourth phase, release calendar with all these different events and stuff. They had Connect BTS, which was an art project, where they collaborated with a lot of creators and artists around the world, and they did a lot of interesting projects that BTS personally were interested in. And I was really happy that they did that, because they actually ventured out of music to go into more of an artistic viewpoint. And I didn't expect them to do that, but I'm very happy they did, because it shows that they're actually real artists and they have visionary minds. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, I think a couple people were like, oh, this isn't really what I want them to do. I want them to do more music. But I'm like, you know what? It makes them look so professional. And the people that they collaborated with were really talented. They did a lot of cool things. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I think at least the one they did in New York, they did this huge sculpture near the Brooklyn Bridge. I wanted to go, but I didn't. But they did all these interesting art projects with these really talented people, and I was really happy they did that. That was really, really cool. Along with that, they had, like I said, 4 phases. The first one was the Shadow phase, where Yoongi did his intro for, Shadow, and it was, oh my gosh, of course, he absolutely knocked it out of the park with that song. It's so deep, actually, with the lyrics, because it's talking about, how in his career and his life that there's constantly these shadows that he has to battle, and he's, it's hard to overcome it, and not everything is sunshine and rainbows. And also the music video was great. Love that. I wish I had the release calendar in front of me because I don't remember everything offhand. And then we got Black Swan, which was released as a separate single, and obviously such a banger. Like, there was two versions. There was the orchestral version, which was initially released as the music video of the dancers. They had a dance group that did, like, the choreography wasn't BTS, and I think they were from some European country. I don't remember. That was incredible. I remember watching that and my mouth dropped. It was dropped for the entire video. Absolutely incredible. And then they had, like, the other version, I guess the studio version, I don't know what you want to call it, and they performed that on James Corden. That was amazing. Everyone went crazy because it was the first time we were seeing BTS doing their own choreo for it. That was awesome. And then a few weeks later we got Ego, which was done by Hoseok, J-Hope, and that song is literally 100% J-Hope. Only he could do that song, no one else. Such a bop. Still listen to it and dance to it to this day. And then it was finally album release time, and usually what BTS do is for the lead single they release the music video that day. They did, but we were actually getting two music videos for the song On. We got the Kinetic Manifesto, which was purely a choreography, and then a week later we got the actual music video. Well, the Kinetic Manifesto, that was awesome because they had a whole group of background dancers. I think they're definitely from America. It was just such a visual spectacle. Of course, it's called Kinetic Manifesto. Of course, it's going to be a visual spectacle. And I can't even describe just the energy that the boys put in, and what they did along with the background dancers was amazing. So cool. And then a week later we got the actual music video. I swear to God, it's literally a movie. It has elements of, like, Maze Runner, The Lion King, probably Lord of the Rings, like even biblical references. You've probably seen it already. Amazing. Chef's kiss. Just beautiful. Amazing music video. So that was the Map of the Soul 7 release period. It was just a magical time. BTS actually went to New York to do some promotions. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about the Grammys. They were in America for a while, at least in LA. They were filming stuff, and we kind of knew they were going to the Grammys, but we weren't sure. You all know that, they were snubbed, and we're still a little pissed at the Grammys, but BTS still performed, and there is a catch to that. They did not perform by themselves. They performed with Lil Nas X, of course, because Namjoon did the collab with him. It was fun. I liked it. The boys were having fun. That's all that matters to me. I just wish they had their own stage. At this point in their careers, it's inexcusable. I don't get it. But it was fun. It was just a little thing. I just forgot to mention that. They did so much. Wow. Anyway, so the Grammys happened, went back to Korea, and then they came to New York on the release day of Map of the Soul 7. And they did, oh yeah, right, Jimmy Fallon. All these things are coming back to me because this happened a few months ago. With Jimmy Fallon, they actually danced to On in Grand Central Terminal, which for me was crazy because I've been there before. It's such an iconic place that of course, most of the world knows about it. And that was really a special moment when that was released and I saw that. Like, how many artists have the opportunity to dance in a place like that? That's nuts. You only see it in, like, movies and stuff. That was mind-blowing. And yeah, they also did they rode the subway, and they went to Katz Deli, which is one of my favorite restaurants in New York City. That was funny. It was just so weird seeing them in places that I've been to before, but that was a thing. So they came to New York for some promo, then went back to Korea, and that was that. And around this time, BTS also announced the Map of the Soul tour, which we kind of knew was coming. And when they announced it, everyone went wild. Obviously, more stadium dates that were going to happen in America and Europe. And I don't know if they announced the Asian dates. I don't remember. It was definitely America and Canada and Europe. And I was lucky enough to get tickets for my friend and I was so excited. I was supposed to see them around now, but as you can tell, that didn't happen because of the pandemic. And I think as the months went on, especially February, March, they canceled the Soul concert, and that was kind of like a wake-up call for me. I'm like, there is a chance that my concert could be affected by this. And then the pandemic just went out of control. The virus just spread all around the world. And unfortunately, BTS had to postpone the tour. And that was really sad. I was really looking forward to my concert. But it was just out of, health and safety. Just imagine if they still had the concert now, like, everyone would be exposed and people could get very sick and it just wouldn't be a good situation. So I'm very happy that they did do the right thing and postpone it. I mean, I think everyone else that had a tour this year either canceled or postponed it to like next year. So as of right now, I don't know when I'm seeing them. They haven't announced anything. A lot of artists are announcing, postponements, and they're like, my concerts are going to be in 2021, but Big Hit has not said anything yet. So I'm still waiting. I really want to see them. I was actually, at the time of this recording, I was supposed to see them like a few days ago, and yeah, it feels sad, definitely, especially for my friend. She was supposed to see them for like the first time, but what can you do? I can wait. It's fine. I'll do anything for BTS. I'll wait as long as it takes. So there's that. And, oh yes, Monsta X. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about that's happened. I wish I did a podcast earlier than this, but what are you going to do? Monsta X released their first full English album in February, all about love. And obviously the album's great. It's filled with bops. All the songs slap. My favorite song is still definitely Middle of the Night. Love that. Such a great song. So they also came to America for promotion. They went to like LA and New York. I wasn't able to go to any of the events, and there was literally an event like right near my house. Like that doesn't happen a lot with like K-pop. But I was at school and I had a lot of like work around that time and exams. So unfortunately I couldn't go. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, but I think it would just be too much. So that was a bit disappointing. And it was a nice promotion period. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Epic Records and Maverick, who they're signed under in the US. I don't know. If you're a Mon Bebe, stuff has happened. They don't treat Monsta X the best. Their promotion team is not good whatsoever. I hate a certain person. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to be exposed here, but we don't like him. I'm not going to get into it, but he's just not good. And it was good, but the US promo team kind of, even to this day, I'm not going to get into it too much. It's just too much to talk about, but I don't like them. I don't know why Starship even is involved with them. I just wish that they used Epic Records purely for distribution, just like how BTS uses Columbia Records like that. They're not signed to them to actually like release music, but Monsta X are actually signed under Epic to actually like All About Love was released under Epic Records, not Starship. So I personally don't like that. I kind of wish it was just for distribution, but what can you do? So that happened. And then, of course, the pandemic occurs, and a lot of stuff is canceled, postponed. Monsta X's tour, I wasn't going to go to it, but that was also postponed. Yeah, the pandemic, unfortunately, as you know, really ruined a lot. So everyone, they couldn't do anything. No one could tour. No one can travel internationally. They're all stuck in Korea. So thankfully, artists have been doing a lot of live streams, a lot of, V-Lives. And BTS did Bang Bang Con, which happened in April, where for 2 days, they showed footage of their old concerts on YouTube, and it was completely free. And it was so fun. Like, I connected my Army Bomb to, like, Bluetooth, and it would shine the colors, like, just like what would appear at the concert. It was so fun. I watched it with my friends. It was a good, like, stress reliever. At that time, especially, like, things were not going too well around me, but it really definitely lifted my spirits. I was really thankful for that. Also, BTS had been doing a lot more V-Lives. They've been connecting with us more. And thank God for that. Like, This whole time for me has been nuts. And the fact that they've been here for me really helped me out so, so much. Same thing for Monsta X, same thing with all these other K-pop groups. Like, they really are there for me, and they help, like, lift my spirits. Like, I really can't thank them enough. So, there's that. Now we're kind of up to, like, around now, so I could talk about things that have gone on very recently. First of all, Yoongi finally released August D2. We've been waiting for it for 4 years. I mean, I wasn't in ARMY when it first came out, but I knew about it, of course, and I always wanted him to release, the next album, and he did. And, oh my goodness. Like, I knew it was going to have the same, like, oomph and the same, like, spice as the spice. I don't know why I said spice. Like, it is a spicy album, man. But, anyway, like, I knew it was going to have the same level of, like, iconicness. But, boy, was I, like, I can't even describe it. All of the songs, the Ditchwita music video, what? Oh my, the whole aesthetic of it, how it was, like, historical aspects mixed with, like modern stuff, like, oh, it was amazing. And how Yoongi had, like, the alter ego, like, he was the king, and then he was, like a poor person, and how, like, they're versing each other, like, everything was just composed perfectly. The song, how it incorporates, like, Korean music and instruments, just amazing. All the tracks on this mixtape, I love. Personally, my favorites are People and Moonlight, but I love everything. Just, Yoongi, you really did that. Like, he honestly saved 2020, let's be honest. Oh, right, he released a song with IU called 8. I love that. Still on repeat today. Obviously, IU, if you don't know her, she's probably one of the most successful solo female artists in Korea. And when that was announced, I already knew it was gonna, like, break records and be sitting at the top of, like, Melon and all, like, the Korean streaming services for months, and yes, it still is. Such an amazing song. Yoongi's also been doing, like, this radio thing on V Live. It's called Honey FM, so he has all the members come on, and they've been doing, like, funny stuff. Like, he's really, like, and he's also painting. He's been, like, it was so funny when the mixtape was released. He, like, right afterwards, he was just casually painting while the whole world was in flames. I love it. I love him. So that happened. And also BTS, in a few weeks, I think, like, 2 weeks, they're going to be speaking at a virtual, like, high school/college commencement. I think it's being hosted by the Obamas, and I think, like, Beyonce is going to be in it, and, like, Lady Gaga, all these, like, famous people. That's crazy. Like, and also BTS are going to be reading the commencement speech. They're doing some speech, and they're also performing. Like, they're headlining that. And just to hear their name along with the Obamas is a bit mind-blowing. Like, I wouldn't expect that in a million years, but it's happening. Of course, they're iconic. They're icons. They deserve it. Not even surprised. Just, like, incredible. I'll be watching that. And then there's also a second Bang Bang Con that's happening, around their anniversary. We're not sure if it's going to be associated with Festa yet. They haven't announced that as of the time of this recording. So if something comes out tomorrow, I'm sorry by the time I post this, but yeah, that's happening. It is paid this time because it's live. They're actually, like, doing a live stream, and it's not happening at a reasonable time for me because of, like, time difference. I think it's happening at, like, 5 a.m. So that'll be fun. But I don't know. I guess I'll watch it. I'll just wait for someone to, like, post it illegally somewhere. That's what I usually do because I don't have a lot of money. And what else? There's so much. Oh my, I can't even think of everything. Oh, I really can't. There's probably something I'm forgetting. You could probably comment it down below or whatever if I forgot. And also with Monsta X, as of the time of me recording this tomorrow, their comeback is happening, Fantasia X. And I don't know. We received snippets of the song, so they released, like, the whatever it's called. I can't think of the name. You get the point. They released little snippets of the song, so we heard it. And, oh my gosh, I'm not surprised, but they sound amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, every single track I heard, even though Gasoline isn't on there, I will protest Starship for years because they didn't put it on. And there's no Sambakcha either. I don't know where that is. But, yo, did you listen to Zone? The little part of Zone? That's gonna literally be an absolute, but that's like a rodeo song like 2.0. Oh my, and they gotta play Fallen, Rodeo, and Zone back to back to back at their concerts, because that sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to talk about Wonho. Oh my god, like there's so much I forgot to talk about. Oh my god. Anyway, Wonho. You're probably wondering if you're sitting under a rock, what's going on with him? Well, guess what? He was cleared of all his charges back in March. He was accused of, smoking or whatever when he was like 13, and then also owing someone money. But guess what? He's cleared. The police found no evidence whatsoever that he had drugs on him. And he was cleared. And then a few weeks later, he signed to Highline Records, which is a subsidiary of Starship. So he's technically still under Starship, but it's not actually Starship, it's Highline. You get the point. And he signed as a solo artist, and at first I was a bit mixed about it, because obviously we want him to go back into Monsta X. That's our goal. But it's really up to him at this point. Honestly, if he feels happy the way he is now, that's all that matters. I just want the best for him. And if he just feels like, maybe being in Monsta X is just too much for him, as of right now, he can do the solo thing, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't know if people I don't know how people really feel. I feel like a lot of people will equally support both, which we should be doing. Please support all of Monsta X, including Wonho. Just don't be an OT6er, please no. Please also support Wonho, and don't just support Wonho, support the other 6 members. They all deserve equal amounts of success. So please do that. Don't be dumb. And I'm very excited to see what he's, been up to. Obviously, he's been posting a lot of selfies. Finally, we're getting that, social media Wonho we loved. He's back. He's on, his fan cafe. He's posting. He's, having, chats. He still hasn't done a V Live yet, and I'm waiting for him to do it. The day he does that, I will literally pass out. Come on, Wonho, Hosoki, you gotta come on. So that's happening. Obviously, Fantasia X is coming, tomorrow. I'm so excited about that. There's just a lot going on, despite, the pandemic. And speaking of that, I'll speak a little bit about it. It's just been crazy, especially where I am. I live in New York, and New York has been a hotspot for, a long time. I think finally, the cases are going down. The number of deaths are going down. The number of new hospitalizations is going down, which is such a good thing to hear. But the thing is, the virus is still not gone, so it can just come back whenever it feels like it. Someone could just spread it, and then there'll be a second wave again. So I have no idea, what's going on for my fall semester at school. I don't know, when. I'm still, under lockdown. My governor is saying that they'll open up maybe next week, but I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm still waiting on that. It's been quite hectic, because I've never experienced anything like this in my life. Just anything that's normal is not normal anymore. Life is forever changed, I think. I don't think it's ever going to go back to the way it was, which is sad, but it's the reality. I just hope that this will all get better as soon. I miss my friends. I haven't seen them in such a long time in person. I really can't see much of my family, except my immediate family. It's so tough. And I really hope that it gets better soon. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this crazy time. But thankfully I have music, I have other things, I have hobbies that have been keeping me busy, that have been keeping me happy. So I'm very glad about that. So, you know what? I think it's time to wrap it up. It's been almost 25 minutes of me speaking. My throat's starting to hurt. Oh my goodness. But I'm very happy I had the chance to speak again. It's been so long, and finally my second podcast is going to come out. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment below on any improvements I should make and whatsoever. And hopefully I'll be making a new video soon. Hopefully it won't be another 6 months. Oh gosh, I hope not. But I will see you guys next time and have a great day.